Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new video. This one has been highly anticipated, and I think that you guys are going to find it extremely interesting. We got some new info about Season 8 that I think is going to blow your minds. And I really do believe that this mythology thing really has something to it, and I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that I learned about what Sunny Steps might be and what might be coming in the future of Season 8 and possibly in Season 9, as well as some characters we may see. Now, the first thing I would like to show you, and you guys have probably already seen this, I posted it all over social media, but the City of Gold, El Dorado. If you look at the picture of El Dorado and then you look at the picture of Sunny Steps, it is pretty much uncanny. It is basically the same exact place based on the same exact temples of Aztec mythology. Everything from the architecture to the size of the pyramids to the volcano. It is just unreal. I'd like to talk to you guys about part of the Aztec civilization called the Tenochtitlan. Now, this part of the Aztec world has only been 5% excavated, meaning the majority of this city is actually still underground, and archaeologists are still discovering stuff about it today. There's not a lot that we know about the Aztecs or about the Mayans, and this is really helping archaeologists to learn a lot more, and we're probably going to learn a lot more about this culture as the years go on and as they excavate this area. Now, speaking of excavation, isn't it strange that only 5% of this civilization has been excavated? And Fortnite Season 8 is based on Aztec mythology, and now they're currently excavating all over the island. Could this be a clue that perhaps maybe they are talking about Tenochtitlan? Now, I would like to talk a little bit about green obsidian. Now, I'm sure you guys know what obsidian is. There's actually a glass black island that has just been added to Creative, and this, I believe, is just a little bit of a hint as to what is going to happen in the future. And we'll get to that, but first let's talk about the green obsidian. Green obsidian was only ever found in the place of the Aztecs. This was an extremely rare color for obsidian, and nobody had really ever seen it before. Now, obsidian was a really valuable tool for all of the Aztec people because it was very easy to break off into sharp shards, which they could use as spears, weapons, and other type of sharp tools. As I mentioned in one of my videos before, they actually even have a god that they believe had an obsidian foot. This green obsidian made it very easy to trade with anybody because the green obsidian was so rare and so valuable that everybody wanted some of it. The Aztecs believed that the green obsidian was magical, and it was given to them by the gods because of its beautiful look. Now, something I'd like to talk about is the possibility that Sunny Steps is not completely visible. Now, in Aztec culture, they would build tunnels under all of their temples leading to certain areas of worship, offering, and ritual. One of these places was underneath the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. They would have a room that was basically a diorama of what the underworld would look like. And the reason that they did that is because it would make them feel like they could bring offerings there, they could do rituals there, and it was kind of a gateway to the underworld. Now, we just got a brand new skin, and it's basically a person dressed as a cactus, and I'm actually not surprised because cactuses were actually really important to the Aztecs, and they were used for tonics and other certain medicines to help people heal wounds. They also would eat parts of the cactus as well. Now, something I haven't noticed in Fortnite yet is the appearance of corn, which is interesting because the Aztecs really relied on corn because the majority of the food that they ate was with corn tortillas. And so that became a very large part of what they actually ate. The top of the pyramids always had a place to stand, or an altar. This is where they would actually sacrifice people and take their human hearts because they believed that if they gave these hearts to the gods, that it would keep humanity alive. So what happened to the Aztecs? Where did they go? What happened to their civilization? You know Columbus? Yeah, the one that, quote, discovered America. Well, he actually stumbled upon the Aztecs at some point, and his first thought was, hey, let's convert everybody to Christianity. These guys don't know a lot. They've got some God thing going on, and maybe we can change them. Maybe we can convert them. But the Aztecs were not as advanced as perhaps the Spaniards were, and they didn't really understand Christianity, and they kind of just ended up rejecting him. Something interesting is the beginning of Season 6. One of the teasers was Saddle Up, and everybody thought that we were getting horses. Now, that's not necessarily a lie. We could potentially still be getting horses, but I'm sure you're wondering, what is the relation? Why would they bring horses now? Well, actually, it's very interesting because the Aztecs saw horses for the very first time when the Spaniards came on ships, and they had these horses and they were able to fight on horses, and that was a big game changer for them. They really wanted to be a part of that. They wanted to know these horses. They wanted some horses of their own. They decided that they would try to work on their relationship with the Spaniards, and they even had Montezuma agree to give up his throne. Now, Montezuma was kept as a prisoner for quite some time, but he refused to learn Christianity. He refused to accept Christianity, and even when people did accept Christianity, they kind of just ended up making up their own religion because they didn't understand, and so they kind of had this Aztec/Christianity religion, and it was a little bit unique, to say the least. Now, Cortez was a very sneaky Spaniard, and once he had control over Montezuma, he took advantage of that. He used Montezuma as basically a puppet to control the Aztecs, and that's really the only reason that Montezuma stayed alive so long. The eruptions from the volcano nearby would give them that green obsidian, and people really wanted that, and the Spaniards wanted that. The Spaniards wanted their land. They wanted everything that the Aztecs had. It was just a very easy win for them. They thought, hey, these people are not technologically advanced. We could easily overcome them. And unfortunately, they did. Also, by bringing lots of disease from overseas, they actually wiped out half of the Aztecs just doing that. The Aztecs found out that Montezuma was killed, and they were furious. They actually ended up killing the Spaniard emperor. Now, let's talk about the Musica Aztecs. The Musica Aztecs had something that all the Spaniards wanted, which was gold, obviously. And they would offer this gold to the Spaniards. They realized that the Spaniards wanted this gold. They would give the Spaniards little bits of gold over time to keep them at bay. But the Spaniards thought, hey, I bet they have way more gold and they're hiding it from us. And so this myth was born that there was a whole city of gold and that they were hiding it from them, and they had to find it to be able to get all of these riches. Many men spent their lives looking for the city of gold. Some believed that the treasure would be cursed. A lot of them even called it Montezuma's stolen treasure. The Aztecs had a lot of things that the Spaniards wanted. They had this green obsidian, they had this gold, and the Spaniards wanted it. They were greedy, they didn't care about the Aztecs. They just thought, hey, this is an easy civilization to wipe out, and we can just take all of the gold for ourselves. Now, when we look at Sidewinder, it kind of seems like she's possessed. Now, we have a whole video on that. If you guys want to check that out, you should probably watch it before you move on to this part, because you might be a little confused. But, on that note, it is possible that they used the idea of this Aztec curse on the City of Gold to kind of give Sidewinder this personality. To the Spaniards, this gold meant so many riches. They could be wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. But to the Aztecs, gold meant fertility, power, and the sun god. The mystery continues on El Dorado. Even to this day, people believe that the City of Gold really does exist, and nobody even knows what country they could believe it was in. The remaining Aztecs were forced into Christianity, and the rest died out from smallpox brought by the Spaniards. And with that, the Aztecs were gone. But I think that this tells us a lot about the inspiration for Season 8, don't you think? It's very interesting that all these little things are kind of interwoven into the season, and I do believe that the creators of Fortnite know exactly what they're doing and wanted to be accurate when portraying basically a culture that actually existed. Some skins that we could see in the future are possibly Columbus or the Spaniards, as well as possibly some of these Aztec gods, maybe even Montezuma. And perhaps we could be digging and excavating Fortnite for either the City of Gold, which I guess they haven't really figured out is Sunny Steps, or they're looking for this stolen treasure of Montezuma. Another theory that I have is that the volcano will erupt, and all of the areas that we believe are going to fill with lava are actually at some point going to harden into green obsidian. And I do believe that this is why we actually have a whole island, 2 islands actually in creative, that are made of black glass. I think it's possible that there are going to be vast areas on the map covered in this reflective black glass, or possibly even green glass, depending on where they decide to go with it. And perhaps maybe they didn't dig up the green obsidian part. They may only know about just the regular obsidian. But based on the Aztec history and mythology, it kind of seems that that is where this is going. And so that is my official prediction about the volcano eruption event. I do believe eventually we will have areas of this obsidian reflective glass potentially filling up possibly Dusty Divot and places like that. I also believe that the pirates of this season could also be representing the Spaniards and their need for gold. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to use my code, the QueenFiend, in the item shop. Bye!